Hi there, everyone. I'm Shelby Myers with your Fox 10 News Now update. This just in, a plane has crashed on takeoff. This is in a rural area right outside of Houston, Texas. There were 21 people on board this plane, and surprisingly, after seeing this shocking video, no one died. Everyone walked away. 2 people were sent to a nearby hospital, though, with injuries. It's been reported that right after takeoff, the plane quickly crashed back down into a fence and then ignited on fire. 2 big legislative proposals remain in limbo. President Biden is getting ready to meet with Democratic lawmakers in hopes of reaching an agreement. Democratic Party leaders in Washington believe they are on track to pass 2 major pieces of legislation before the month of October ends. In the Senate, 2 moderates are holding up their path to an agreement with some opposition to a $3.5 trillion price tag. Progressives are trying to come up with a solution, but many do not want to see any major cuts to the package. Republican leaders believe more spending by the federal government will only increase inflation at a time when the economy is still recovering from the pandemic. As for the president, he's meeting separately with moderates and progressives at the White House today, and he is set to visit his hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania, to pitch his Build Back Better plan. The U.S. State Department is advising citizens not to travel to Haiti, in part because of the risk of kidnapping. Right now, 17 missionaries, 16 Americans, and 1 Canadian are missing. They are believed to be kidnapped by one of the country's most powerful gangs. The missionaries include 5 children, and they're part of a group called Christian and Ministries based in Ohio. They were taken just north of the nation's capital after visiting an orphanage.
The FBI is part of a coordinated U.S. government effort to get the U.S. citizens involved to safety. Due to operational considerations, we're not going to go into too much detail.
A Haitian security source says a gang called 400 Mawozo is responsible for the kidnapping. Thousands of workers across Haiti's capital went on strike today, protesting the lack of security. The number of abductions in the area rose by 300% between July and September alone. 15%. That's how many people 65 and up have gotten a COVID-19 booster, even though they're particularly vulnerable to the virus. The FDA has recommended booster doses for people who are most vulnerable, including that age group, along with people at high risk of severe disease and those who live or work in high-risk environments. The latest booster push comes after the news that former Secretary of State Colin Powell died from COVID-19 complications. He was fully vaccinated and was scheduled to get a booster dose this week, but the 84-year-old had a number of conditions that put him at a greater risk. Breakthrough cases are rare, but the CDC says those cases that end in death, 85% were among people 65 and older.
Here's what we're tracking across the region as we take a look at our temperatures across the area, making it all the way up to about 80 degrees today in many spots. Moisture is starting to return. Good news is the tropics are quiet, so we're not seeing any problems there. Just a return of some moisture in the futurecast indicating tomorrow by the middle part of the day we're going to see a pretty good chance of rain, especially closer to the coast. Scattered showers and thunder showers will be firing across the Gulf Coast region on our Wednesday. Overnight lows not as cool. Daytime highs getting up into the middle 70s. Tracking ahead, a good chance of rain on Thursday at 60%. Most of it out of here by Friday, and certainly looking better by the weekend. Thanks for joining us here. Here's your extended forecast. Enjoy the fall weather by the weekend. Thanks for joining us here on Fox 10.